So here I am at the dungeon vendors, and dungeons are the other way that you can make quite a bit of gold quite quickly. There's a certain list of paths that you need to do. I will list them down here for you. There's a priority that I like to run. Some people run different priorities, but it depends on your time that you have. This is what this guide is about. It's based entirely on how much time you have. If you have a lot of time but you don't have a lot of concentration, there's other places you can go, for example, like the world bosses. If you've got a short amount of time, 15, 20 minutes, you can do just your dailies. If you've got half an hour, maybe, you can do yourself a dungeon run. This is all different ways to make yourself a nice bit of gold very quickly. So we're working through these at the moment. Now, the reason I will go with this order down the side here for you is because that's the ones I like to do. Some people prefer other ones, as I said. But so my first one will be Citadel Flame Part 1, COF Path 1. It is up in this top corner. If you don't know where it is, zoom right up in here. There it is. I don't know why I was looking over there. Right here, Citadel Flame Waypoint. Very quick to do, very easy. Path 1 is probably the fastest because most people know what they're doing. There's plenty of guides of people speed running it. You can do it. I think my average group time, even just pugs, not working particularly hard, not doing the best we can do, not optimal DPS, anything. We still do it in about anywhere between 10 and 15 minutes. 15 minutes being the longer end of the run. So you get yourself some tokens out of it. So we'll go to our tab. You get yourself some Flame Legion carvings, and you get yourself guaranteed gold for the end of the path, which is only about a gold, but that means on average you work only about 5 gold an hour just from running that path. But for a 15-minute run with the chance of getting more rares, etc., it's well worth doing. The next one on my list is Honor of the Waves Path 1. I don't like to do Citadel Flame Path 2 because it seems to be a bit of a mixed bag. Sometimes we get really good groups and it goes really quickly. Sometimes I get really bad groups and it goes very slowly. But Honor of the Waves Path 1 seems to be just as quick as Citadel Flame Path 1. So that's why I like to run that one next. It's very easy. People should know what they're doing. Lots of stacking. Path 2 and 3 in Honor of the Waves are underwater, so you don't really want to do that. But the Honor of the Waves Path 1 is very quick. That is in Frost Gorge Sound. It is right here. That waypoint is always open, and it's a good alternative if the Citadel Flame waypoint is closed. So it's a very fast run to do. Next on my list, most people prefer to do these in a reverse order, but I like to do the Fractals of the Mist. Fractals of the Mist, if you can do level 10, 19 and 20, I believe they're the ones that give you the most efficient rewards that you can get a hold of. It gives you the most chance at materials. If it's not 19 and 20, it's 20, 21. It depends how high you can go. I personally like to run 10 because 10 is very fast because most people know what they're doing. Gives you decent rewards. You can do 11 straight afterwards, and it still gives you the next tier of rewards. It'll give you a couple of gold, depending on which fractals you get as well. You can have that done in sort of 20 minutes, half hour. I've seen people do some pretty decent speed runs. We've had quite a success of running 10, 20, 21. Gives us the most chance at rewards. Gives us a pristine fractal relic, which gives us ascended materials. Gives us a chance at ascended materials. Gives us lots of rare. Gives us quite a bit of gold. If you've got yourself a decent group, you can run it very quickly. If not, the other option is Ascalonian Catacombs, or AC Paths 1 and 3, I believe, are the ones that most people run. We tend to do a full clear normally, so I very rarely go in with pugs on that one because, again, it's a mixed bag. You can find people that are really good, really bad. Citadel of Flames and Honor of the Waves are just easy dungeons that run very quickly, very smoothly, and that's where you get low rewards. But Ascalonian Catacombs is also a good way of doing it. You can give yourself a lot of materials, and Ascalonian Catacombs is in quite an early zone, so you should have the waypoint for that one. Um, well worth doing, and the reason that they're so profitable is because you get your guaranteed gold at the end of it, but all those tokens that you pick up, you can come to these guys and you can buy yourself materials. So for Citadel of the Flame ones, I would buy armor, and I would buy these, the hoods or shoulders, depending on which ones that you want. So I'm actually going to spend mine now, so I just buy these. And there we go. So I got myself, how many hoods did I get? I got myself 8 hoods. Now I'm using the Black Line salvage kit. You can use the Mystic salvage kit. It's good, but if you've been doing key farming on top of it, this is where everything rolls into making yourself a good amount of gold. These will help you. When you salvage them, you will get silk, which sells for quite a lot, and occasionally you'll get yourself a glob of ectoplasm. Now, you can't sell these off because they are soulbound, but the globs of ectoplasm you can sell off. Now, you get probably 1 to 2 of these hoods a run, depending on what you're doing, and it won't want to sell those at the trading post right now. That gives me another 1 gold 90. It's 3 gold. This material as well, sell at trading post, gives me another 40 silver. I'm looking at about 2 gold just from what I salvaged there. So it's worthwhile doing that one. Buy the rare armor on this one, on these guys. You can build up those tokens very, very quickly. It's a very good way of doing it. Honor of the Waves as well, which is this merchant this side, I believe. Yeah, Honor of the Waves. You can do the same sort of thing. You can buy yourself some hoods. These are level 80, so they're a little bit better. But buy the rares. Don't buy anything higher than that. I keep my funds quite low here. So if you've got a few spare over, because you're going to be running this a lot, you can use it to buy these, which obviously helps, but you can pick them up on the trading post relatively cheap. I'm going to buy 25 of those. If you move it here as well, you can very slightly adjust, and then you can just double click stuff so you don't have to mess around for ages. Cut this out. I mean, even those sell for a reasonable amount. It's not huge, but some of these obviously salvage for a lot more. Sometimes you luck out as well and you end up with more globs of ectoplasm. Sometimes you end up with less. So I got another 4, which means that I've made 3 gold from those 2. And I've made myself, I've probably made myself about 4 gold. Sell these off as well. There you go. So instantly there's now 36 silver. It's just little bits of gold that you can pick up throughout your time of just playing one thing. Now, the only bad one is AC. AC,
what do you need?
If we go here, you get level 35. Now, you can't salvage those for any decent materials. So what you have to do is go to the exotic and start buying the exotic. Now, these are the best ones to buy, these top ones. And that is because you get the Runes of the Monk, which there's a couple of builds that you can run around with that are fun, that require that, but they're not worth it. You just have to get rid of those, unfortunately. But the soldier inscriptions that you will salvage from them are worth quite a bit of gold. Not a huge amount, but it's because soldiers. So Goss, there you go. The intricate Gossamer is 1 gold 84 on its own, and if you're doing this with a Black Line salvage kit, you get yourself quite a few of those. Plus, you get the materials. Plus, you get the globs of ectoplasm. So, unfortunately, because the way that it works, you have to do this with more uh, because of the way it works, you have to do this with more of the Ascalonian tiers. So it's well worth buying. I think the gloves or the boots are the cheaper option again, or the mask. You can get those, and they will give you a good chance of getting yourself a nice little profit. It'll take you a lot longer to get those, so maybe a couple of days of running will get you those. Fractals of the Mists are here. You'll give yourself a lot of gold, karma, champion bags, and fractal stuff, which gives you, if you talk to this guy, you can get fractal relics, which drop quite regularly, which means you can buy any one of these sort of things. They're quite useful. This is for an ascended back piece, that's for ascension stuff. Get yourself a couple of bags. I'm actually running one of these now to collect my rares up. My exotics are more obvious because they go into my main bag, but my rare equipment drops into here, and that's how I keep it safe from like mass salvage, and I can throw those into the Mystic Forge if I want to. And also you can take your fractal relics and buy yourself any one of these. I'm on 8 at the moment because I bought myself some more rings, but once you've got one of each of these types of ring, you can pass them between your characters, no problem. You have yourself set up for life pretty much. So that is a way of making gold in Fractals of the Mist. It's pretty easy, pretty quick. You get yourself a chance at ascended weapons, ascended gear, which saves you gold in the long run. It's a decent way of making run. So try and do some of those. I'll do a guide specifically on fractal running for you guys later as well, so it'll help with the gold guide. When it's done, their link will appear on the screen somewhere, probably all the way along this bottom bit for you.